Hi, I'm Executive Chef Joseph Schutzel, and welcome to our home. Today I'd like to share my recipe for hummus with you and a couple variations. The first ingredient you're going to need is 32 ounces of cooked garbanzo beans or chickpeas. If you are using a pre-cooked from the can, that's 3 15-ounce cans. We'll need 8 ounces of lemon juice, 5 or 6 cloves of whole peeled garlic, 4 ounces of tahini, salt and white pepper as you need it, extra virgin olive oil, maybe about 2 ounces or so, depending on the consistency you're looking for. You'll also need about a tablespoon or so of honey. And then the variations I was going to do in addition to the regular was a roasted red pepper and a roasted beet, which I've already cleaned and prepared for this application. I also have a couple other things for garnish that is completely optional. And let's get started. In our food processor, we'll go ahead and take our garbanzo beans, add those to it. Next item is the tahini. I'll mix that all around. Then add our garlic. And some of the spices that are in it, if I failed to mention before, is 2 teaspoons of cumin ground, 1 teaspoon of oregano, and 1/8 of a teaspoon of cayenne pepper. We will then add our honey, our tablespoon of honey. And then our lemon juice. I like to pour in about half at the beginning and then add it as I go. We'll go with some salt, just a pinch to get us started. White pepper, just a little bit. It's very strong. Our olive oil, I will add already 1.5 ounces. And we'll begin to process. As it starts to come together, it's going to get really thick on you. So as we keep it going, we will then begin to add more lemon juice. In a slow, steady stream to properly incorporate. And then a little more oil. For me, the end result that I like is a nice smooth paste, and we are nearing that right now. So what we'll do is we'll check it, scrape down the side if you need to. And at that time, I like to take an opportunity to give it a taste. Having your tasting spoon. Oh yeah. My family likes it a little heavier on the lemon juice side, so it adds a level of freshness to it, where sometimes pureed beans can become very heavy and dense. This gives it the, illusion, if you will, of it being a little lighter. I'm going to give it a quick process again. And there you have our finished hummus. So with that, we're going to move into a bowl for service. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove this into the bowl, and I'm going to divide it into thirds. For our service, what we're going to do is we're going to have the plain one, roasted red pepper, and roasted beet. Our insert, as we'll be working with smaller amounts, With that, we will take 1/3 of the hummus. Add our roasted beets. It's about 2 cups of beets. And process again. Give it a stir, checking on the consistency of it. You may have to adjust the liquid in it, because the beets, after being roasted, will lose some of its liquid and not have any to offer for this. So for that, we will add oil. Our citrus levels are high enough from the original. So on this, I'll add about another 2-3 ounces. Beautiful beet color. Could do it with gold beets, red as we did. All comes out fine. And the final one we'll go with is the roasted red pepper. The red peppers have already been roasted, and I tend to, after cleaning them, I tend to lay them on some paper towels or a towel to absorb some of the liquid. Too much of the liquid from that, it will really affect your consistency on the hummus. So what we're going to do is we're going to puree this first, process it. I didn't do it on the first one with the beets, as processing the beet before adding the hummus. By processing the product first, whether it's the roasted red pepper or the beets, it actually makes the whole process a little bit faster. I wanted to show the difference in there. So now we will add our hummus to the roasted red pepper puree. And back to processing. And once it is incorporated completely, we will then transfer it into the serving vessel. And here's our finished hummuses, served with a vegetable crudité, as well as toasted pitas. And one last bit of garnish on there, a little extra virgin olive oil across the top of each one. And then for the roasted red pepper, we're going to go with a little bit of oregano on there. For the traditional, or the regular, paprika. And for the final, for the beets, I have some orange zest. And there you have it. Enjoy.